Welcome to my channel, Compass Starlight. What's been happening? What's going on? We're evolving and expanding. At least there's an opportunity to do so. This is an opportunity for a great many. In a sense, it is the judgment. How is it working? How is it blocking? How is it healing? How can one contribute to the healing? We are collectively getting, excuse me, we're collectively on the precipice of a new paradigm which is being created and brought into existence, or more clearly, it's being manifested as a collaboration between the individual and divine source collectively. There may be some influence from a combination of history or astrological aspects or other impacts and karma or imbalance. We've gone collectively through or experienced circumstances that have propelled us forward toward change. In other words, there are influences that have been at play that have forced some of us, or at least been the impetus behind pushing us to change. This has sort of been the bridge to a new paradigm. It's a set of circumstances impacting us on the individual level, more or less simultaneously. I mean, what would this look like? In short, the fire, or in terms of tarot, it might look like Wands energy after the tower. Excuse me. We're poised to rise from the ashes like the phoenix, but individually, and we must choose to. In order for there to be ashes, there had to have been a fire. So, in some kind of relationship, it's likely that the individual was not valued in some way, or they were disregarded. So, it could be in any kind of relationship between lovers, in a family dynamic, in a work or school dynamic, whether between coworkers or classmates, or between supervisors and the the individual, or the teacher and the student. There are all kinds of relationships, and the other that that doesn't see the value or doesn't seem to regard the value is more a collective energy, like a community. So it may or may not be one other. It may be led by one other in a group of people, which again would be possibly a group of teachers toward a student, or a teacher and other students towards an individual student. So the other, the community, sort of behaves as though your needs are unimportant. At work, for example, you might be passed over for a raise or promotion, and your contributions to the community or family unit or team are inconsequential and insignificant, or at least that's the way the individual feels. And it leaves the individual sort of feeling like, now, wait a minute, why should I put in effort or try so hard when my efforts are overlooked and unrewarded? So, how do we get here? Uh, my perception is that you allowed it, you permitted it to be treated with disregard. And that's an answer that's hard to take. But why? Why why did we allow it? Why did the individual allow themselves to be treated with disregard? Chances are you disregarded yourself in some way for a long time, in a way that has become so ingrained, comfortable, and accepted. It's normal. It's likely that something has transpired in your life that was so unacceptable that it has forced you to begin to look at what you do want and do some healing simply because you received some things you absolutely did not want. This may have forced you to take a good hard look at yourself and what got you into this mess in the first place. It is highly likely formed from childhood or adolescent trauma or wounds that may have forced you to go into some kind of survival mode, and adapt to your circumstances. When you are powerless to change them, if you haven't looked at the wounds and done some healing, now's definitely the time. The goal is to see your value and live by it. The goal is for you to raise your vibration. The biggest difficulty I've found is the block. So, what is blocking you? I've found that my personal story is such that my adult habits perpetuated the notion of myself that I lack value and had to prove myself to others. For that reason, I liked the Barbie movie. Well, now that I think back on it, I'm not really sure how. I'm just trying to think of the Barbie movie and the notion of. I think it. I think really it was. If you've seen the movie, Ken lived for Barbie and didn't see his value, and he needed to do some self exploration so that he was more than he could, so that not just so that he was more than what he represented in Barbie's life, but so that he could see his own value. Anyway, I like the Barbie movie. Um, we're all individually fantastic, but each of us has to see that clearly and then shine. And I think there's a part of myself that I didn't see or rejected, and I had to learn to value that part of myself so that I could get past the block. But even when I acknowledged it, there was still so much letting go to what was normal to me, to what I was used to. In fact, it even got to the point where it sort of stayed lodged in my sacral chakra. It's a slow process of letting go. I did have a very, I would say, life altering high vibration experience. And that's like my north. I'm That's the direction I'm pointing. I want that. I want the high vibration. I want the brightness, the joy, the sun, the wind in my hair, anything that makes me light up with a smile. I'm pursuing within my means. So I've been working on myself to allow what I want and receive it. As far as the other in my personal situation, um, that sort of showed me what I did not want. It's my desire and to some degree an expectation that that the community other um, will want to balance their karma and heal us together for themselves and for the collective. I believe that um, trauma responses were triggered from both parties, or post traumatic, yeah, whatever. So my block had still been the focus. And their action, the shared past, it was it's been a block until I can fully process it and understand the pattern and let go. Healing and forgiveness to self and the other. So, well, one thing I really liked that I do find particularly healing, I've done a lot of introspection, the sort of self digestion. Um, but I stumbled across a really nice version of the Ho'oponopono prayer, and I really like the voice. I found it on YouTube, and it is from Healing Sounds with Christina. And I believe the voice is Nalamiko Simioa. Oh, I'm sorry. It's Murna Nalamako Simeona. And the particular version is the prayer in combination with music. I'm just going to go through one of the verses. It just repeats on the video, and I encourage anyone to look it up, whether it's that particular version or I think the prayer is worth reviewing in some way or another, whether it's in written form or listening to it. Well, I'm going to go through some of it right now if you're still listening. Divine Creator, Father, Mother, Son, all in one. If I, my family, my relatives, and ancestors offend your family, relatives, and ancestors in thoughts, words, facts, or actions, from the beginning of our creation to the present moment, we ask for your forgiveness. Let that cleanse, purify, release, and cut all the memories, blockages, energies, and negative vibrations. Transmute these undesirable energies into pure light. And so it is. To clear my subconscious of all the emotional charge stored in it, I say it once and another time during the day, the keywords of Ho'oponopono. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful. I declare myself at peace with all the people on earth and with whom I have outstanding debt for this moment and in all time, for everything that I do not like in my present life. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful. I release all those from whom I believe I am receiving harm and ill treatment because they simply give me back what I did to them before in some past life. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I'm grateful. Although it is difficult for me to forgive someone, I am the one who asks for the forgiveness of that someone now, for this instant and at all times, for everything that I do not like in my present life. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful for the sacred place that I inhabit day by day, with which I do not feel comfortable. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful. The difficult relationships of which I only kept bad memories. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful for everything that I do not like in my present life, in my past life, in my work, and what is around me. Divinity, cleanse in me what is contributing to my scarcity. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful. If my physical body experiences anxiety, worry, guilt, fear, sadness, pain, I speak and think my memories. I love you. I am grateful for the opportunity to release you and me. I am sorry. Forgive me. I love you. I am grateful. Right now, I affirm that I love you. I think of my emotional health and that of all my loved ones. I love you for my needs and to learn to wait without anxiety, without fear. I recognize my memories here at this moment. I'm sorry. I love you. My contribution to the healing of the earth, beloved Mother Earth, who I am, if I, my family, my relatives and ancestors mistreat you with thoughts, words, facts, and actions from the beginning of our creation to the present moment, I ask your forgiveness. Let that cleanse, purify, release, and cut all the memories, blockages, energies, and negative vibrations. Transmute these undesirable energies into pure light. And so it is. To conclude, I say that this prayer is my door, my contribution to your emotional health, which is the same as mine. So be well, and as you heal, I say that I am sorry for the painful memories I shared with you. I ask for your forgiveness for uniting my path with yours for healing. I thank you for being here in me. I love you. I love you for being who you are. That's a large portion of the prayer. I think it's really beautiful. So it's time to forgive and release all the negative things to which we hold on. The way we treat others, the way people treat us. I think there's a song by Buffy Sainte-Marie called Magic is Afoot. And there's a line in the song. She says, that magic rests in an empty palm. So when events occur, when I receive what might be perceived as unfortunate news, when I encounter an individual expressing themselves in a way that may be interpreted as unhappy, I think of my arms outstretched, my hands open, my palms up to the sky, and let this energy not rest with me, but just pass over my hands. I feel it, I release it, I let it go. This is the power and the energy with which I try to live day by day, to harness both horses of the chariot, the light and the dark, to keep them balanced and moving in the same direction. Open palms and not clutching to an idea, to a mood, to a concept, to a frustration, anything that seems like a barrier or a challenge. I keep my palms open and I let it pass by like a gentle breeze on the wind. And I keep going, knowing in faith and trust that I am protected. Thank you for coming to my channel, Compass Starlight. Thank you for watching the video. I hope that something moved you, that there was some information within that touched you or perhaps informed you in some way, a clearer idea or confirmation of what is going on within yourself.